AT&T. Connecting changes everything.
All right, take a look at the Final Four in the Western Conference. Tomorrow on NBC, we're going to see the Lakers and Thunder begin their series. But first, tonight it's Game 1 of the Spurs and the Timberwolves. Minnesota is looking for a third straight trip to the conference finals. And earlier today, Jaden McDaniels spoke with Jordan Cornette at Morning Shoot-Around.
Jaden, you're arguably the best player in that first-round matchup. What do you take from your performance in that series and apply into this one?
Just continue to be aggressive, and, give what the defense gives me, and then just staying confident whatever I do. And then just always keeping that defensive presence around, like just making sure I'm aggressive and relentless on defense.
You guys were underdogs in the first round. It's no different as you enter tonight, even bigger underdogs. How does that narrative sit with you?
It's whatever. We try not to look at it. Like, we always know that we're going to be the underdog. We've been the underdog the last 2-3 years, and we always end up coming out on top, proving people wrong. So that's what we love to do.
For you guys to come out on top tonight, what's it going to take?
Really just being together, connectivity, and I know it's our first game, so mistakes might happen through the scout. It's just not let it happen 2 times, and then just sticking with each other through their runs.
Lastly, you guys have dealt with a ton of injury, ton of challenges, and yet you guys always end up on top, as you said, resilient bunch. What do you attribute that to?
Really just the work we always put in. Every player's working, even if they don't play in the games, like TJ, Jalen Clark, Nas, everyone's always working. So they're just a hard-working team, and just everyone's ready for their moment.
Jaden, best of luck tonight.
Sir, thank you. Sir.
I'll tell you about somebody ready for the moment. It's Jaden McDaniels. He's been that. A playoff career high, 32 points in the closeout Game 6 against the Nuggets. He's been saying it with his chest and showing out on the court. Let's get into the Timberwolves first, because obviously they were down major players. Dante DiVincenzo was out. Ayo was out in Game 6. And obviously Anthony Edwards, they still get the win. Let's enter Ant back into the fold and what that could mean for Game 1 against the Spurs.
Well, Ant has averaged 30 against the Spurs in the regular season, and obviously, you know, hopefully he is healthy and being able to be him. If he's not him, then I don't see why he's playing. So I suspect that Ant is going to be him and healthy and feeling good. But for me, this is a really good matchup for Minnesota. I just want to see how Gobert on the defensive end, because this is a different dynamic that he's going to be guarding on the perimeter now. We're talking about Wemby, right? So if Rudy's going to be sitting in the paint, you got a guy that can shoot the 3 to extend him out, and I don't think that's good having him out there, because Wemby could take him off the dribble. It's going to come down to how deep they're going to go with their bench. You know, what type of activity they're going to get from Ayo is out, right? He's not playing, so who is going to fill those shoes? I look at the point guard situation. Can Conley, can he, like, play a significant amount of minutes to get everybody in position of where they're supposed to be, organize things? Because if you get out and try to run with this team, you're going to get blown out. And I think it's wise for them to kind of slow the pace down a little bit, get great shots, and utilize, you know, their perimeter guys to get downhill, kick out to their three-pointers. They need to knock down threes in this series.
Sure. For me, it's if Ant comes back, what you want, will your other guys remain aggressive? Because they understood they had to step up their offensive output to get past Denver to be successful. You now don't want those guys to take a step back because Ant is there. We've seen that over history. Star player or a starter comes back, guys kind of take a step back in their aggressiveness. I hope that you continue to see these guys offensively, like a Jaden McDaniels, remain aggressive, remain and knock shots. Another thing, they're going to have to, they're averaging like 12 offensive rebounds a game. They want to continue to hit the offensive glass, because I think for them, they need more possessions to have an opportunity to beat this Spurs team.
For me, we San Antonio, when you talk about Wemby, like everybody's talking about Wemby, as they should, but it's the guards, San Antonio guards. You talk about Darren Fox, who is the head of that snake over there in San Antonio. He just got his first playoff series win in, I think, 9 seasons or something like that. So when you talk about their guard play, can Minnesota match their guard play? All of the riffing and the talking that y'all did against Denver in the first series, will that be efficient and effective against San Antonio, where Wemby don't care about the noise? They don't care about the noise. They taking on challenges. They want to guard. They want to talk. They want to be together, and they want to win. So to me, the guard play in this series is something to look
Well,
at.
let's take a deeper dive into the guard play. I know you and Eddie been cooking something up. So
Yeah, let's do that. I'm glad you said that.
I know.
Set that up,
Perfect timing.
Perfect timing. Yeah, but that's what I want to talk about. You know, De'Aaron Fox, his ability to see matchups. He's another guy. If all the attention is on Wemby, they switch. He sees guys. I mean, it doesn't matter who's in front of him, but his ability to change speed and just leave him in the W won't be going. It's crazy. But they're going to search for those matchups. Here's another guy, Dylan Harper, who has been playing with great confidence. He's a great. He's great in transition. You see here, he sees an opportunity. He has attack man mentality. And then Stephon Castle, he's going to possibly see a Rudy Gobert guarding him just like this. He has to be willing to take this shot with confidence, because if he does not, that is an opportunity of keeping Gobert off the floor. I think this team, but these guards can play Rudy Gobert off of the court, because if he's not guarding Wemby, then who? And if they're going to put him on Stephon Castle, he has to take advantage of in transition, and he has to shoot the three-point shot when it's available.
I really like this matchup because of the length and the size of Minnesota. You're talking about Jaden Daniel, who's 6'10", Naj Reid, who's 6'10". Like, they have a lot of length on the perimeter to where, you know, they could get beat, but they could also recover and you know, meet those guys at the rim. So I look forward to a bunch of, you know, different matchups and mismatches. But it's going to come down to really keeping these guys from having these runs to where they're going on the 12-0, 15-0 runs, and that's when you get in trouble.
Yeah. Hey, listen, if you're looking at the regular season, though, Minnesota was actually just one of the 3 teams to have a winning record against San Antonio, so that length probably paying off a little bit as we saw it throughout the regular season. The Timberwolves and the Spurs, they're going to begin their second-round series. It'll be happening in San Antonio. You thought it was going to be a fiesta night? I saw all the shirts in the background. That's going to tip at 9:42 Eastern. Yep. On Peacock and NBCSN. All right, Ben Stiller, guys, you know, super Knicks fan. He's at the Met Gala because it's the first Monday in May, and that's what's going on in New York, too. He said he's going to be watching on his phone.
I guarantee you he's watching the live.
Look, you see what he said? He said Knicks in 6.
He always said it.
He's got his orange. It looks supporting.
That's definitely orange tie.
Watching on his phone and
Knicks in 6.
He's like, my wife made me come. I didn't want to be here. Let's welcome in the guys that are not at the Met Gala. They'll be calling the game from MSG. Noah Eagle, Grant Hill, and Robbie Hummel, guys.
All right, Maria, well, clearly Ben Stiller is confident in this series. It should be a phenomenal one. Let's start with the Knicks, though, Grant. Karl Anthony Towns, towards the end of that Atlanta series, looked like the player that everybody was hoping he could become with his Knicks rotation.
Yes, indeed, Noah. You know, he struggled this season sort of figuring out his role in this regular season with Mike Brown. But in those last 3 games, they ran their offense through him. You saw the triple-doubles, the passing, the facilitating. Karl Anthony showing his full game was on display. And they're going to need that here in this next round against these 76ers.
Well, especially against Joel Embiid, who over the last 3 games of the series against Boston, the 3-1 comeback, it was really Embiid who shifted that series.
Well, it totally was. But I also thought, Noah, that every time that Boston made a run throughout that series, in the games where Philly won, they always had an answer. They were such a resilient bunch. Getting Embiid back's a game changer. He can score it inside. He can take you out there from the perimeter. He can knock down a three-pointer. But I just think the matchups in this series are going to be fascinating to see who guards Brunson, who guards Cat, who guards Embiid, who guards Maxey. There's a lot of matchups in this series that are going to be really, really fun to follow.
We saw them 2 years ago. It was really phenomenal every single game. By the way, Melo will be excited. Tracy Morgan courtside, wearing the jersey of an NBC and Knicks legend, Jamal Crawford, for this game.
Oh, well, maybe we should take a look at that. Let's see if we can find Tracy. Can y'all show us?